2019. It's been 6 years since this movie came out. We're in the holiday season, so it's perfect. I remember being excited for this back then as a big Shazam fan. The first time I saw the character was in LEGO Batman 2 as DLC. I was too poor to have an Xbox 360, so I could only watch the gameplay of the game and Shazam himself. I would watch Blitzwinger go through it. I don't know if anyone else grew up with his videos. Shazam was so flashy and flamboyant in his manner that I thought he was cooler than Superman at the time. Part of me still does. My kid self deep down still does. Well, I don't know how, but I also remember watching Superman/Shazam: The Return of Black Adam, and then loving the character itself for his ideals. Billy's what Captain America was during the first Avenger. Naive maybe, but always with a good heart. Okay, so now fast forward to 2019, new Shazam movie comes out, and I gotta say, I was disappointed back then. I compared it too much to the animated short, and I also only watched it once in the theater, and I'll admit, when I watch a trailer, there's usually like a dopamine hit, and you don't really focus on the story too much. You're so hyped, and you're distracted, and you don't focus on the story. This happened to me with Aquaman with its sick music, and then with Shazam with its music in the trailer as well. So when I watched the movie in the theater, I was seeking a mood that the trailer evoked. Now that I've analyzed these movies, I definitely think that the movie is completely different from the trailer, both Aquaman and Shazam. For example, this movie is a heartfelt, cutesy family movie. The trailer was more like a rock sort of cool vibe, I don't know. And the animated short emphasized Billy's good nature, whereas in this movie, Billy kind of had to learn to be a good person. In the animation, having the paragon of humanity in Superman as his mentor, and then a visceral yet rationalist villain in Black Adam, definitely made the animation hit harder. You know, I do think this movie got some of that, with a few lines here and there, but they could have gone harder on showing Billy's good side.
The people you're looking for, good, pure people, I'm not one of them. I don't know if anyone is really.
Okay, now I'm confused. Is Billy in the movie even worthy? Like I said, I understood that he learned to become worthy. But is the message of this movie that nobody is just born worthy? Like Savannah tells him?
You seek a pure soul, old man, but no one's worthy.
That we're all born into this world the same? We go through the same traumas, but what separates us is how each of us handles those situations and what we do afterwards with that emotion. Like Shazam and Savannah both have similar traumas of abandonment, but Shazam chose to be a better person, whereas Savannah chose to be a villain. Of course, there's more nuance there. Like, he's still a kid and Savannah broke when he was older, so he got more jaded over time. There's also the factor that Shazam in the animation and Shazam in the movie are two completely different characters. This is because animated Shazam is from the post-crisis era of comics before the New 52. The New 52 comics are what this new Shazam is based off of. Now, I haven't read the comics, but I remember Justice League War, which is based on the New 52, and how douchey and confident Shazam was in that. Completely different than the animation and even Young Justice Shazam. This being said, I think the cast did a fair job. The story could have gone harder and it could have been grander. We could have delved into the psychology of Savannah and Billy. Like, there's moments when we see this, such as Billy understanding the villain's point of view.
I get what that's like. Feeling like you're all alone in the world. Feeling like there's that one thing, and if you could just find it, then you'd finally be good enough.
And Savannah repeating what his abusive family said to him.
Outlook not so good.
Outlook, not so good.
As he was getting revenge.
You can't go crying to other people all the time.
You can't go crying to other people all the time.
I think the music hits right. It feels like I've heard it before. It sounds John Williamsy and fits the wonderful nature of Christmas time. Like right now, October 28th, as I'm recording this, it's actually getting pretty chilly where I live, so watching this was pretty immersive. It's pretty funny another horror director helms a DC film. First it was James Wan and Aquaman, and now it's David F. Sandberg. I really like how it's shot. The CGI blends into the shot nicely. Well, most of the time. It certainly feels like a horror movie in certain still frames, and also very Christmassy in others. I've never seen a movie like that that blends genres so well. I know the ever-referenced Die Hard, but I haven't seen that yet. So this time, after much time, it's a 7 out of 10 for me. 7 out of 10s, I look back on Doctor Strange because that was one of my first 7 out of 10s. So I had way more fun this time picking up all the details I always miss in the theater because I can't follow the story without subtitles. Does anyone know of any theaters with subtitles? Or if that's an option? That would actually be amazing for me. I might actually pay attention to the story in a theater for once. Well, that's that. But before I get to the scene analysis, I am a little more excited to watch Fury of the Gods. I know it wasn't received well, or received at all, because nobody watched it. But these newfound thoughts and feelings towards the first one make me hopeful I'll have a good time at least.
Dear magic isn't real, Ball. Will Thad ever be a man?
Why would Thad, aka Thaddeus Savannah's father and brother, bully him like this? Is it because they want him to get stronger? Is it because they find him annoying and meddlesome? You know, the wizard confirming he isn't worthy points to something that was already there.
But you will never be worthy.
Actually, that is a little confusing. Did the wizard choose Billy in this movie because he was actually good? Or simply out of desperation, as he says?
You, Billy Batson, are all I have.
If so, then this means Savannah's anger over the wizard's words are actually what drove him over the edge, not the fact that he was unworthy. Interesting what Billy would have done then if tested by the orb, and how would he have reacted hearing the wizard call him unworthy? I guess just like everyone else, all the other victims who didn't really do anything. Savannah was the only one who took the initiative and wanted payback, I guess. Savannah brings the point home by saying,
You seek a pure soul, old man, but no one's worthy.
gosh, people wanted this guy for Lex Luthor, but he was a really good Savannah, to be honest. Also, I really miss him as Sinestro. Also, where did Savannah even get this red door? Just a random door, I guess? Or is it from one of the victims' houses who went to the same cave he went to?
Then they did this study. You know, what power do you want? They made it so the answers were anonymous. And most people said invisibility. And I think that's because most people don't feel like heroes on the inside, deep down. That's the thing about invisibility. You end up all by yourself.
Dang, this hits hard for me. I've always chosen invisibility as my power because it's easier and I don't want to be seen. I could go anywhere I want, I could make a fool out of myself, and no one could judge me. This just speaks to my current social anxiety. Which, hey, future me, hopefully you've gotten that figured out. Anyone in the audience, if you've got social anxiety like me, exposure therapy one step at a time. So the Rock of Eternity is the quote-unquote source of all magic. Not sure if this is in the comics as well. Like Constantine and Zatanna draw from it as well. So Black Adam unleashed the sins onto the world. I don't think they added a reference to this in the Solo movie, but I'll look out for it just in case when I get to Black Adam. Billy is so lucky he has Freddy. He'd be so lost or cause so much havoc trying to figure out what happened to him. Freddy helps him speedrun his origin story essentially. You know, but there is that old school Captain Marvel vibe from the Shazam, from his one recurring line,
Holy moly, I'm big!
Holy moly!
Holy moly.
Actually, this movie did Superman 2025 first with the non-swears. Like, a dog even gets in his way while he's struggling under immense weight. This movie also has some shots that are similar to Man of Steel, so they all play off each other. Shazam, Man of Steel, Black Adam, and Superman 2025. They all play off each other.
What you and Mrs. Claus do in the summertime?
Well, in some ways, Santa's always here for you.
Okay, I didn't get this joke, to be honest. So the big mom scene, I remember people beefing on the mom for leaving her son, but I understand her. I think the psychological angle this movie takes is very interesting for all the characters. There's like one line for each character, but it reveals a lot about them, pretty easily missable. For example, when Billy is running from Savannah and he's looking at himself from the mirror, he tells himself,
This isn't your job. You can run, right? Yes, you can run. Awesome.
signifying that Billy does run from his problems and that's his first instinct when he faces trouble. Another is when Shazam transports the gang to the strip club and Pedro says,
Not my thing.
foreshadowing that he's gay. Also, his impression on his muscles are because he's been trying to work out, as told by Darla earlier. Darla has trouble with stress and argument. He kept stress eating during Billy and Freddy's argument at the dinner table, and she doesn't hold lies very well. The movie showcases foster trauma not as a direct focus like Instant Family, but it at least acknowledges it, which is great. For Savannah, he was really just afraid of being weak his whole life. The reason was revenge and to destroy, not to alleviate his own demons. Ultimately, they were going to take over his body as a vessel to take over the world, or whatever it is sins do. Okay, you know what? I've beaten around the bush. Let's talk about Billy's mom. Like I said, I understand her. You can call her irresponsible or a bad mother. Well, of course she'd be a bad mother. She was 17. I thought she had left Billy there on purpose. That would have been immoral for sure. But she desperately tried to search for him. Until she did when the cops found him. That's when she decided to leave him for a better life.
I realized that they could do a better job taking care of you than I ever will. I mean, you landed on your feet.
Now, despite Billy's hardships, it's true he did come out alright. How do we know Billy would have been better with her? So many people talk about how abusive their parents are, or how narcissistic their parents are. Billy avoided any of that and found a better family, like he says.
I have to get back to my real family, so...
The school counselor or principal even tells him this. Why bother searching for someone who doesn't want you over families who do? I think that's a big point of this movie, is that family isn't found in blood, it's found in family, just people who help you and connect with you and love you. Penultimate scene. My favorite nicknames for Shazam were Zapton America and Power Boy. Alright, the last scene I'm going to talk about, the end credits. So this is a fun thing, but I think because the convenience store robbery shows up, I have a headcanon that these are actual events exaggerated a bit by Freddy. Let me convert them to reality for you. So this one is Aquaman and Shazam. They steal Shazam's thunder somehow. Maybe not through selfies. Flash races Darla, cause why wouldn't he? Also, I noticed he has the classic suit. Even DC knows he's more recognizable in it. Or maybe it takes place in the future. Shazam arm wrestling Superman, and he wins? I don't know if Superman would be down for something like this, but Shazam could totally win because he has magic, right? Billy steals the Batmobile. Wonder Woman being nice to Shazam, which actually, hey, that does actually happen. Alright, well, Cyborg didn't show up. That's awkward. Okay, I lied. I forgot about the post-credit scene. So, Mr. Mind. I remember him from Crisis on Infinite Earths. He could hop between the old Fawcett Comics Earth and the DC Comics Earth. That's how Shazam was brought into DC Comics back in the day. Alright, that's Shazam. Now, 10184 is next, I think. I'm excited for that. To be honest, I hype myself too much for DC movies. I expect them all to be Man of Steel level epic dramas, but you know, I think I'll still appreciate Wonder Woman 84. Like, I know people like to drag on that, but I don't know. I think I'll like it. I think I will. Maybe I'll eat my words later, but no, I like to see the positive side of things. So, well, that was Injustice Josh.